Alright, hi, welcome to part 2. So in the last part, I was explaining to you guys that there are now 4 vacancies in the House at the time this is being recorded on Monday, July 21st. Now there are 3 vacancies that from the Democrats because the incumbents died. Okay, whatever. And there's now a vacancy from the Republicans, which trims down the Republican majority by 1 seat. So yeah. The total makeup is now 219 Republicans, 212 Democrats, and 4 vacancies. And I did the calculation off screen, and the news from the majority to get anything passed in the House now is 216. So as of right now, with the current makeup of the House, the Republicans still have the majority by 3 seats. I still have my keys, right? Yep, I got my keys, got my badge. Can't get into the building if I don't have my damn badge. But yeah. Now, I know it's also kind of early for me to be making my preliminary predictions on the midterms for next year, but I think from what I've gathered so far, because, as we all know, as you guys know, that every even year since 2018, I've attempted to predict what party will control both houses of Congress for the next incoming Congress, and every other year predict who the president of the United States will be and who the next governor of Ohio will be. Because, Ohio is my home state. And last year for the presidential election, as well as the election for Congress. I was surprised that I somehow got all 3 right. Usually I get 1 right. Because, well, I predicted it would be a Republican majority in the House. Didn't specify on what kind of majority, whether it be a regular majority or a simple majority, or a very large majority. But I at least predicted it would be a Republican majority regardless. So I got that right. I got an egg hatching on Pokemon Go. I'll have to take a look at it when I get to work. Let's see here. For the Senate, I predicted it will be a slight majority by about 4 or 5 seats. And the Republicans have the majority by about 3 seats currently. Well, okay, technically 2 seats, because the 51 is the majority needed in order to get anything done. But either way, I predicted it was going to be a slight Republican majority in the Senate. Damn, why the hell is the street dead on a Monday? What the hell is going on? Seriously. Oh, let's see here. Deliver on DoorDash. I was told by some people at work to try that Mexican restaurant I just passed. I mean, I pass by it all the time, and I've been told to try it sometime soon, and you know, maybe I will. Why not? They say it's good, but you know, I don't know. I never had it. I want to try, but you know, I guess we'll see. What else? Oh yeah, president. So, as you may remember, my prediction for the presidency is, well, it's kind of weird. Damn. Come on. Oh, you're turning. Okay. Oh, good thing I crossed the tracks before the train came, because that was going to definitely slow me down. So we're good. I don't have to worry about trains. Well, let's see here. Oh yeah. For the president, I predicted in my initial prediction. God damn. Okay. So yeah, I predicted that it was going to be pretty much a repeat of what happened in 2016. But instead of Hillary, it was Kamala. That's what I initially thought it was gonna be. Where Trump lost the popular vote, but he would still win the Electoral College. But, you know, in order, at least bare minimum, if you can't win the popular vote, you gotta at least win the Electoral College, in which, you know, Trump did. I mean, as we all know, since, he's president now. Let's see here. But, yeah, he won the popular vote, and he won the Electoral College vote. But I want to mention this about the popular vote. Neither Trump nor Kamala got over 50% of the popular vote. Both candidates were highly unpopular. That is definitely guaranteed. A lot of Democrats don't like Donald Trump after what he did in his first term, or just don't like him in general, which is fair. And obviously, people on the right don't like Kamala because, apparently Trump said so. Now, even though I did go out online and announce to the world that I did vote third party for president, because here's the thing. That was the second presidential election I've ever voted in. Because, in 2016, which was the first presidential election I really focused a lot of time and energy into. Oh, actually, no, not really. The first election I really paid a lot of attention to was probably 2008, between Obama and McCain, who were both senators at the time. Well, McCain will end up staying a senator for Arizona until he died in, what was that, 2018? Because, yeah, that historic night when Obama was elected president, and when he became the first African-American president, that was very historic for the African-American community, for not only for the whole country, but pretty much for the whole world. That
Hi.
But yeah, I'm not going to get into my own opinion on Obama. But, because I feel like I've already did it a few times on the channel. But, my opinions are ever changing. But yeah, I don't know. I think that... I honestly think that, with it being over, 8 years since he last was in any form of political office, I honestly think that, since he left office in 2017, 8 years ago, and that he first took office 16 years ago, that man definitely defined, I would say he definitely defined the 2010s decade. I don't know who would fully define the 2020 decade. It's probably a combination of both Biden and Trump, but ever since Trump officially announced his candidacy for president in July of 2015. You know, when he was going down the escalator and going, I knew that this was not going to be good for the country, because I was skeptical that a no-time political celebrity running for the highest office in not only in the country but in probably in the world as the most powerful person on earth. Now, because I was 17 during the 2016 election, so I wasn't old enough to vote, because I turned 18 the following year in 2017, but that was an off year, so I was really only for local politics, and I didn't really want to do that. I will say that in 2020, I did vote for Trump, but I kind of regret my vote. Because of, what do they call it? Oh yeah, that infamous day in 2021. Yeah, after the Capitol riot happened, I knew it was like, yeah, I definitely regret my vote. Because, yeah, I voted for Trump in 2020, which was my first presidential election that I ever took part in, I should say. Yeah, I've never regretted a vote in my life until then. But I will say that last year I voted for a third party, only because I don't like Trump and I don't like Kamala, which is weird because I am a Republican and I don't like Trump. I'm not a MAGA Republican. But, you know. But yeah, I'm not a MAGA Republican, so I'm not going to support everything that the party is or what it's turned into. I mean, if I'm being brutally honest, the most Republican I probably ever was in 2018, like 2017, 2018, like in the first 2 years of his first term was probably when I was the most Republican. And the thing is that I technically can't register myself as an independent either. I don't know how that would work. How do you, I'm gonna have to do a little research on that. How to register yourself as an independent. Oh, goddamn. But yeah. And unfortunately, in today's modern political climate, when it comes to the electors of the Electoral College, that meets in the December in between election day and inauguration day. There are a lot of states, Ohio included, that bans faithless electors. But it's based on their it's based on the laws they make by their state legislatures. So their general assemblies or whatever. I don't know. Although all I know is that when complete total anarchy happens in this country, the Constitution kind of doesn't really apply. Through invasion and total anarchy, Constitution is like a dud. Especially when martial law is declared. But, you know, usually they call martial law on a state level, which is usually for, you know, the aftermath of a disaster, like a flood or a hurricane or wildfires or maybe an earthquake here and there if it's real bad, or mudslides, you know, stuff like that. But when it comes to war and invasion, you're not jumping over, are you? Okay, cool. That's what I was worried about. Okay. So, all right. Now, there is but yeah, in terms of who my representative is, I've always voted for my representative in Congress, even though I don't like how much he's become a MAGA Republican ever since. But I've always voted for him. I want to like him, but he's a MAGA now. That, of course, is my congressman from Ohio's 4th District, Jim Jordan. I really want to like him, but he's a MAGA. What we need more moderate Republicans that are not afraid to stand up to Trump. We need a lot more of those in Congress. I still think he's in a way a fascist, but I'm looking at it at a historical background with a lot of similarities and parallels, and that's something that a lot of people can't see. I mean, hell, I'm even worried about my own mom supporting fascism. Because my mom traditionally was always a Democrat, but she switched over to Republicans right around 2018. But now she's a MAGA. And I'm like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. It's doomed. We're over. It's done. Not to my mom, but, you know, the country as a whole. Honestly, I think... Alright, this is a hot take here, guys. You can hate me about this if you want, but I don't care. I gotta say this. If you voted for Donald Trump in the last 3 presidential elections in 16, 20, and 24, if you voted at least 2 out of 3 times for Trump, then I'm sorry, but you, my friend, are a fascist and a Nazi. I'm sorry. It has to be said. And if you, well, no, not really. What we need is that we need more moderates in Congress that is not afraid to stand up to the Cheeto Man. Because that's definitely more or less definitely what we need more of. Bro, what's this cat doing? You better not follow me, bro. Okay, good. You're not gonna follow. Thank God. I can't deal with a cat right now. Plus, it's probably... I mean, I walked out of Taco Bell a little after... probably about 5 after 8. It's definitely around 8:30 now. Speaking of which, I had to walk to work on Friday, and I've seen so many cops out on my side of town. It was ridiculous. Once I got past downtown, I didn't see any. But, like, damn. So, I had 2 theories as to why there were so many on my side of town. Either a lot of their patrol routes kind of merge into each other, or the more than likely cause, they were looking for somebody. But I'm like, but there's like, because last weekend, it wasn't like a holiday weekend. If it was a holiday weekend, you know, I'd be like, okay, there's a lot of cops out, holiday weekend, whatever. But that wasn't the case. Next holiday weekend is like, oh, what is that? What's the next major holiday? Labor Day. I don't remember when Labor Day is. It's usually early September, and usually when that rolls around, that's when you know, I should probably sign myself up for a vacation because I need a damn break from the place. But yeah, it's probably a damn close to 10 cops I saw on Friday. Some more city police than sheriffs, and there was a city here and there. But there were a lot of them out on my side of town. Go on. Because usually when I have to walk to work, I see maybe one or two at most. I saw a city police right when I was starting this part out by rallies. And not too long ago, I saw a sheriff go down a one-way, which, you know, is whatever. That's usually about as many as I see. I usually see about one or two cops out, but Friday was just weird. There's just so much everywhere. I'm like, damn. Okay. But yeah, but in terms of Congress, I try to stay voting Republican. But with the midterms next year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might need to just vote based on do some research on each of the candidates when the time comes, because I have a House race to vote for. I also have a special Senate election to vote for, as well as the governorship too. At least the ones that I care about. But, you know, when we get closer and closer, like after all the primaries, then I think I might have a definitive thing to do. So what my thing is that, here's my thing about Congress. If they are supported and endorsed by Trump himself, I might have to vote for their challengers. Maybe. I don't know. But I might have to. Now, in terms of the governor, there's two main Republicans that are going up for the seat, more than likely, even though one is a guaranteed. Which will also kind of help shape my prediction too. There's like 3 or 4 Democrats up for that want to run for Ohio governor. And just so you guys know, Ohio hasn't had a Democratic governor since 2011, which is when Ted Strickland was leaving office, and when who was the last Republican for DeWine? Oh yeah, John Kasich. That's before John Kasich was, you know, sworn in as governor. So honestly, I think, but here's the thing, for the Republican side, there's at least one major candidate that is running for governor, and it is Vivek Ramaswamy. If he wins the Republican nomination, I will vote for whoever the Democratic challenger is, and that will be who I will predict to win. Now, the current lieutenant governor, who used to be a former coach for Ohio State, Jim Tressel, is talking about and thinking about putting his hat in the ring. And if he becomes the party nominee, it'll be a big loss for Trump, but it'll be a big win for Ohio, I think. He's got this. Jim Tressel has the state recognition for being, you know, a former coach at Ohio State. And he's a legendary coach, I might add. I think he won 2 national championship titles. I think. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm just throwing this out here, right now, for Ohio governor. If Ramaswamy becomes the Republican Party nominee. I'm voting Democrat to whoever the challenger is, or whoever the Democratic nominee is. That's who I'm voting for. And if Jim Tressel is the party nominee, I'm voting for him. Alright, we're here at work. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.